My name is Laurent Shiels, and I am a student at Rutgers University. I'm currently working out of my home office in Glen Rock, New Jersey, small town in the United States. I actually wasn't born until 1999, so I haven't experienced that. When I was a kid, I don't think I ever had one solid career path I wanted to follow. I was constantly changing my mind with the coolest new idea that came to my head. But I did know that when I left high school, I wanted to become a doctor. But after doing a chemistry course, I knew it wasn't for me. So then I considered computer science. But the issue for me with computer science was that I'd always be sitting down. So then I kind of picked that apart and I realized, okay, what I liked about being a doctor was the fact that I'd always be interacting with people and always moving on my feet. And that's what I like. So then I happened upon a club at one point called the Rutgers Entrepreneurial Society, which actually flipped a switch in my head and made me realize that entrepreneurship isn't just some sort of hobby. It can actually be a career choice. If you have a mission, if you have passion behind your idea, you can grow it into something really real, something that can impact people's lives. And did my wish come true? Maybe not necessarily. I didn't become a doctor, but I'm really happy where I ended up because otherwise I wouldn't be talking to you today and I wouldn't have made the amazing connections I made through being an entrepreneur. We're breaking down the wall of poor mental health care. We are addressing the fact that 1 in 4 people in the world will go through a mental health issue during their lifetime. 450 million people right now have a diagnosable mental health condition, and 2/3 of those individuals, about 300 million people, do not seek treatment. We have received a grant from the National Science Foundation, and after that research, we have concluded that the top 3 reasons people do not seek treatment are stigma, high cost of care, and lack of access. When it comes to high cost of care, 42% of Americans say that they consider high costs and poor insurance coverage to be the #1 barrier to receiving mental health treatment. When it comes to lack of access, 46% of Americans say they have to drive over an hour to see their mental health professional. And finally, when it comes to stigma, Gen Zers, 49% of them say they consider the judgment of their peers prior to seeking treatment. So how do we solve this issue? Well, we've actually developed an app, Solace, an anonymous peer-to-peer mental health support application. How it works is you take a quiz first. The quiz is going to ask you questions regarding your mental health condition, the history of your mental health condition, symptoms, things of that nature. Using that questionnaire, we're then able to place you into a chat. The chat is where you'll be paired up with 3 other individuals, just like mine, and you'll talk to others that have gone through similar situations as yourself. This anonymous peer-to-peer chat is able to help us reduce the stigma behind mental health care. Next, lack of access. We're addressing lack of access by having a platform that is available 24/7. You can always get connected to your chat. This is not always important, but it's even more important during these unprecedented times of COVID-19, where isolation is causing drastic rates in depression to rise and new cases of depression and anxiety. And finally, high cost. We are addressing high cost by following a unique B2B2C platform. This business model, where we are selling to university mental health care services and HR departments and corporations, allows us to engage with these students and employees directly without having to charge them and just making it part of their mental health care coverage. Well, at Solace, we're looking to pair anonymity and peer support to increase engagement in mental health treatment. Research showing that this is successful includes a study that was recently done where 89% of the participants said that peer support helps reduce stigma and increase life satisfaction. Another study shows that 68% of Americans would be open to using an application where they would anonymously chat with other individuals in a group format going through similar mental health experiences. And lastly, 70% of non-mental health app users said they would be open to using a mental health application. What this indicates to us is that there just isn't the right application for many Americans on the market right now. And that is where Solace comes in. Well, at Solace, pairing our unique methods of anonymity and peer support chat is based on our mission to provide mental health services to every individual, no matter based on stigma, lack of access, or a high cost of care. We hope to take that number of 300 million people that do not seek treatment to zero. There are many questions about mental health that remain unanswered, but one of the biggest ones for me is that why in 2020 is mental health care still not accessible to the large amount of the population, 2/3 of the population that has a mental health condition. What keeps me up at night about our research? The fact that there are people out there suffering with mental health conditions, especially during COVID-19, stuck in their house with increased depression, increase in anxiety, increase in any psychiatric condition they have, and they're unable to receive the care that they need.